my lovely fellow crafters. It's Terry from Vig's Creates, back with another crafty video for you. So today I am going to be using the beautiful Grateful for Everything set from Concord and 9th, which is absolutely beautiful. It's got this huge bloom, which I've already taken off the acetate, which is here. And then it's got these optional end elements, so there's like and lots of beautiful sentiments. It's also got the die that cuts out the actual beautiful floral image. But today I am going to be using my products that I was gifted by Pen Pusher. So I'm going to be using specifically the Colourist Pearlcolours in the Magical Creatures set. So I recently did an unboxing video and product share of my first Pen Pusher Ambassador package. So if you haven't watched that, I'll put a link to that up here now. And that's basically where I show you what these colours look like, which is this. So they look completely different on black card and white card. So what I thought I would do is colour is, well, I'm going to stamp and heat emboss the beautiful large bloom. I'm going to heat emboss it in white. I tend to quite like this Stampendous white detail embossing powder, and then I'm going to colour it up using these beautiful Magical Creatures watercolours, because they're absolutely stunning. So I've cut down a panel of Frisk. I'll show you this Frisk A4 watercolour pad. This was also gifted to me by Pen Pusher. It's lovely. It's really nice and thick, and it's textured, but it's quite smooth as well, because I'm not really a fan of highly textured watercolour paper, and I really like that. I think it's just got just the right level of sort of texture for my liking. So I'm going to generously apply my anti-static powder bag all across the panel, and I'm probably then just going to, once it's done, just trim it down slightly and put it onto a white note card, maybe mat it onto some holographic or mirror card or something like that. I think that would be great. But I just can't wait to dive in and get colouring up this lovely image. I think it's going to be incredible. So that's done. I'm going to position my flower. You can see how large it is. I say this is a 5x7 panel. So I'm going to position it about here, because that'll allow me to trim off any edges if I need to. So I'm going to make sure that this is in the corner and that I've got my magnets holding it. I'm going to put one magnet down here, and that can go down a bit more. Yeah. Great. Okay, so I'm going to include the footage of me heat embossing this, which will only take like a minute or so, and that's for people that haven't done any heat embossing before. If you are a regular to heat embossing, you might just want to fast forward for a few seconds. I'm not going to show the whole process, but I always like to leave in things like this for beginners. So it's covered liberally with Versamark, which is a clear sticky ink. I'm going to give that a really good rubbing over. So the aim is that we get all of the ink transferred onto the card panel. That seems to have done pretty well, but I can see there's some bits in the centre that perhaps aren't quite as good. So I am going to go over it again, but I'm going to make sure that it's in the corner. So I'm just going to gently do that, and fingers crossed we won't have any double stamping. That looks like it's come out pretty perfectly to me. So now I'm going to take the panel and use a piece of paper that I only use with the Stampendous paper. I'm going to turn my heat gun on in the background to start heating up. And I'm going to cover this liberally in detail white embossing powder. That looks pretty great, but there are a few spots of errant embossing powder, so I'm just going to use a dry paintbrush to get rid of those. Particularly need to do this on black cardstock, because obviously if I don't do that, then these will appear as white dots. There you go, you can see it changing colour now as the powder melts. There we go. So I'm really pleased with that. That looks lovely. I've also got another idea. I've got because the black watercolour cardstock, it was an A4 sheet. I've actually got this piece left, and this is an A6 size piece of watercolour, and I think it would be amazing to have the image stamped across both and then obviously coloured, and then you would get to see the colours on both sides. So I think I'm going to do that. But I think this is going to look absolutely amazing to see the colour transition. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the next bit of heat embossing because you've already seen that. Right, so I have heat embossed this image onto the two panels that are washi taped together. I'm going to have my actual image in front of me as sort of a reference, because obviously I can't actually see well, I can just about see the floral on here. And just get cracking. I've also got a jam jar full of water, and I'm just going to get myself a few sheets of kitchen towel, because these are the things that we need when we're doing painting. So I'm just so excited to see what this is going to look like. And I say, I'm not a professional watercolour artist. It's not my, like special talent or anything like that, or my go-to kind of thing. But I just think that this is, like such a wonderful set and just so unique. I just can't wait to get playing with it, to be honest. So I think I'm just going to play. I sort of know that this is the main floral. There's this bloom and this bloom, and the rest are like, and there's a few berries, and the rest are sort of florals, which works out quite well because obviously we've got quite a few like greenish tones. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be naturalistic colour anyway, because it's craft, so it doesn't have to be naturalistic. So after all that rambling, I'm just going to dive straight in. I think I'm going to, where am I going to start? I'm going to start with Fairy. I've given it all a spritz up with some water, so they should all be primed nicely. Fingers crossed. Oh, it looks so pretty. Okay, so this varies like a beautiful sort of pinkish blue, so like a purpley. It's really gorgeous. It feels really good to be painting again because it's something that I used to do a lot, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, maybe a bit longer than that. It used to be one of my main hobbies, painting with acrylics, and then I think I moved on to, I had a big phase of knitting and crochet, so I've tended to throughout my life sort of you know, foray into different areas of craft and then move on to another one, you know, which is fine, it's great. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we definitely do need some more water. Just give that some time to settle down and activate properly because it becomes so creamy and lovely. In order for this video to not be extremely long, I will edit bits out, so to shorten it to a manageable amount, but sort of just keeping the footage that I think that you will find interesting, and you know, or anything that's unusual and things like that. There we go. And then we go over onto the black. It's just such a, it's amazing. I'm sorry, there's a bit of shadow. It's the time of day, I think. It's just so amazing when you transfer over onto the black, the way that the colour changes. I'm just in awe of it, you know, it's so clever. Okay, so I'm probably about to stop now, or rather stop filming and come in with the Medusa. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm going to stop filming now and then come back in when I start to add the Medusa. Okay, so here we go. I've started adding the Medusa, so you can see that in these sort of darker areas, areas of shadow, and I think it looks really effective. That's a bit too much in that little bit. Like, yeah, all these sort of areas in towards the middle, the centre of the bloom. It looks really nice. So I'm going to do the same with these more closed blooms. To give them more dimension. So it's like obviously I'm not using these the way you traditionally would use watercolours, because I'm not a watercolourist. But you know, it's just nice to be able to play with things and use them in different ways, and you know, as long as it produces an effect that looks attractive, it doesn't really matter what sort of whether you're adhering to the proper way to do it or not, is my philosophy anyway. It's all about having fun, really, and creating pretty things. So that's what I like to do. What do you reckon? Or do you sort of get put off by thinking, oh, I don't want to try that because I might do it wrong and mess it up? I do definitely think crafting has helped me become less of a perfectionist. like I really don't tend to worry about things as much as I might have in the past. Yeah, definitely. So if you have a problem with being a perfectionist, maybe try crafting. Although you probably already are a crafter if you're watching this video, or if you're this far into the video anyway. Would be interested to hear your thoughts though, what you think. Do you think it helps you become more relaxed and just, you know, able to have a play? Do you approach it that way? Right, I think that looks really pretty, and I love just the mixture of colours. Right, I think that looks really cute. So how about using some Sphinx on these little baubles? I'm thinking of Christmas already. What are they called? Not baubles, are they? Silly bit. Berries, that's what they're called. I love the shape of them as well, the way they're so like angular with like little wells in them. They're just so unique. I've never seen anything like it. I think they've been around for quite a while, but I've never come across them before. So grateful to get the chance to play with them. Oh wow, look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. Even looks like it's got a bit of a green tinge on here now, and it's fallen off, I think. Yeah, it has, look. They're so cute. This set is amazing. You know, and obviously I'm an ambassador for Pen Pusher, you know, but all opinions are my own. You know, these products are gifted to me, and I am to give honest reviews and use them however I wish, you know, and I hope that, you know, at least my regular followers will know me by now, to know that I'll always tell the truth. You know, I won't say that something's great if it's not. Now, what have we got over? Oh, so we've got wheat over here. And again, a lot of it is covered up by the heat embossing. But you can still see little bits here and there. When heat embossing, it sort of acts as like a little tunnel, and allows the paint to sort of sit within it. So I'll see you back in a moment with some more progress. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with finishing this image now. Just look at the shimmer and shine. It's absolutely incredible. It's gorgeous. I just think I might add a few little highlights, because these areas of green are quite large, just on these larger petals. I might just add a bit of gold. So I was thinking a bit of unicorn just onto these larger blooms. So I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to do the other card panel, the other heat emboss panel. I'm going to colour that up in exactly the same way, and then turn the two completed panels into cards. So after this bit, you'll just see me come back and present the final cards. And I'll make them different to each other as well. So I'm really excited. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but it'll be really great to see how they turn out. So I'm just working this bit of water. I find because I'm sort of, they've already been activated today, just by adding a little bit of more water, they sort of reactivate quite quickly. So you don't really need to do that much to them, is what I've found. They tend to sort of not dry up, but, well, yeah, I guess just sort of dehydrate if you haven't used them in a little bit, but then they just you know, become the same as they were before as soon as you add a little bit more water to them. So they're lovely. I'm absolutely loving these. So they've definitely got the Terry Vegs Tears seal of approval. I would, if you like the effect of this, I would 100% recommend getting yourself some of these and having a play, because that, I've gone into the gold, oh well, because they're just so much fun. And you know, I mean, I think this looks really unique and interesting, and it's so simple. You've seen how simple it is, just from, you know, heat embossing, which, you know, if you're a seasoned crafter, you'll know how to do, and if you're not a seasoned crafter, you'll have seen how easy it was to do that. And they're just fun. So I've made a boo-boo there. I have gone over the lines, but I remember that you can fix that quite easily with watercolours, because you go in with some clean water and you just pick it up. And the paper will be okay because it's very thick. There you go. It's like magic. Yeah. And when you tilt that in the light, you can see it's like a paler green. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Ultimately, hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing, but from that angle, it's beautiful purples and turquoises, and then from this angle it's like dusky pinks and more muted tones, like dusky pink, muted violet, and more muted classic type greens. So it's absolutely, I'm just blown away. I'm really blown away. So yes, I shall see you back in a short while with the finished cards. And here we go, my friends, the two final finished cards. So firstly, the one that was heat embossed onto black card, I coloured that all up. I used fairy on that one, and then unicorn. I also used the unicorn on this heather type stuff that's there, but then ended up sort of turning them into leaves by using a white gel pen. Which is a little tip for you. Also, this bit here didn't heat emboss properly, so I also managed to fix that with my white gel pen. So little few fixer-upper tips there for you. But I'm just absolutely blown away by these watercolours. They're amazing, and they're not really like traditional watercolours in my experience. They're just they're so, like, you can use them in such a variety of ways, and I think you'll agree this is quite a wow card. So all I did was I found a nice sparkly green embossing powder and simply heat embossed happy birthday. And then I've added a few different sort of colours of pearl gemstones. I matted the black card panel onto some beautiful holographic pinkish cardstock from Tonic Studios, and then put the whole thing onto a 5x7 card. So there's one birthday card for my stash. The other one ended up going quite a bit larger, so this is a 7x7 card blank. So I trimmed the panel down to about, I think it's about just over 6 inches, just under 6.25. So another one of the dies in the pack that came with this stamp cuts out these little sort of X's, which I thought was really cute. And then I found this seafoam green holographic metallic cardstock from Tonic, which I think just these metallic holographic cardstocks just tie in really nicely with the metallic holographic shimmers of the paint. And over here, because it was white heat embossed on white cardstock, I used my Sakura Jelly Roll pen in the Stardust or Starburst, with the little Starburst on the lid there. Just literally just went round them so that you can actually see them. So that adds a nice subtle sparkle there. I can see that I've got a bit of glue here, which is fine. I'll just remove that with a glue eraser. In fact, if you don't know about that and how easy it is, I will show you. These glue erasers are worth their weight in gold because they just magically remove any glue. And as we know, sticking things onto holographic card, you know, the glue tends to get everywhere. So, but yeah, so that's another one. And again, I used another happy birthday sentiment out of a different stamp set. But I am just so pleased with both of these cards, and I've had an absolute blast playing about with the absolutely gorgeous paint sets. So that's all from me today. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and don't forget, if you do want to try out these paints, there's a special discount code in the description box below for my crafty family, so you can use that on anything across the Pen Pusher site. There's a whole range of different things there, and there's at least one more, if not more, packs of these Pearlcolour paints as well. So that's all from me today, and I will see and speak to you soon with some more crafty goodness. Take care. Bye.